Uh, there we go. The mic wasn't working there for a second. Still had it plugged into the, much as I hate to admit it, I still had it plugged into my other workstation. Anyway, what I was just explaining was I've been online, offline and off stream for about 36 hours or so, because I've been busily trying to get all this hocus pocus set up with the Investor RT, testing it against Tradovate, and that's required a Rhythmic and Investor RT demo. So that was a little complicated to get configured, and then I got some charts set up so that it looks a little bit normal again. And what I want to do is take you through how I start these up in case anybody wants to replicate the same thing and test it out. And also I wanted to explain that I've said many times my goal is to never trade off stream. However, this last few hours, I did do some trading off stream because I was testing my all this various configuration out, and I wanted to make sure everything was working properly. And as it turns out, I'm able to be up a little bit, so that's a good thing. But I'll show you that, show you those trades on the Tradovate side. And I did confirm that when both Jigsaw and Investor RT are being powered by the Rhythmic Rhythmic Trader Pro gateway, then the chart, the orders appear on both. If you enter an order on the dome, it appears on the chart, and vice versa. So that all of that stuff works normally. But I will start by showing you the way this configuration works. The first thing you got to start up here is the Rhythmic, and this is Rhythmic R Trader Pro, and there's some stuff there that I'll get rid of pretty quick. It'll log in. Or whatever. So we've got the, we have this working now. And what else? Another thing I'm going to do here is, this is the little chart toolbar that I couldn't find the other day, which I now remember how to do. I've also brought in a new layout, which I hope I can do properly. And what I'm going to do here is close these charts out. And then I will bring this, I hope, the layout with my new stuff. These are all the chart definitions and whatever else that you got going. Now this should bring all the charts and the basic layout across. And all you do is drag these definitions into Investor RT and let go and put save. Oh. Replace, I'm sorry. There we go. So this should load all of the new charting up with all of the stuff that I have done over the past little while, which is cumulative delta and the relative volume and a TPO chart and all kinds of stuff. Now I don't see the TPO chart in here anyplace, and that's kind of disappointing. So what do we got here? We got this one, we got the ES5 minute. There we go. So we do have them all. And here's the TPO chart. So what I have to do is figure out exactly how to lose this floated Investor RT story, because all the windows are automatically floated out in the new version. So obviously what we don't want to do here is have a big blue thing floating around or some confusing window in the background, and I'm going to want to trade or minimize essentially my Tradovate program down to just the small window. That's the range. Here's the ES. What I've done on the other side was had these figured out so I could sort of overlap them and be able to see and still have the dome. Obviously, this is not the final configuration by a long shot, but because we're not going to have room for the dome here, the Jigsaw dome even a little bit. But what I was doing was this, so I could see the basically the profile, the ES 5 minute or whichever, the Renko and the and I see why I need that other thing up here. And what do we got down? Yeah, okay, that's just the bottoms aren't equal. All right, now what I want to do, called something, new template name. So this is going to be IRT JS Jigsaw, okay. Wait, IRT. Okay. And then I will close these off. And then smush this baby down here like this. About where I used to live before. Now Jigsaw will open and start and jump right over there where it belongs, I hope. That's what's supposed to happen. It ought to fill right over there. Hello, there we go. Okay, and this will hook up to Tradovate now. Oh yeah, I know, error source time. What is up with the time on these computers? I don't know why the time keeps getting off. This is too weird for word. How the hell can time keep go out of sync? I guess because it's not on enough for the BIOS to update. I don't know. Anyway, we have the dome running. We've got the Tradovate running down here with the quote board and the profit center. And then Investor RT goes like that. And we have to decide which one of these charts we don't want to see. I guess the secret is going to be, what is the secret going to be? Well, I know how to turn this off and on now, so that's not a problem. Okay, so I'm thinking we need to get out here like this. We need to, and what I think I'm going to do is bring this back to here and use one or the other. And I'll do that with top stepping, I guess. I can bring so I can have I can step at the top and then I can toggle back with that one at the back end. Have these both the same size. And then I can have, so we're looking at the Renko or the, the range or the Renko, and we have the ES 5 minute and we have the market profile. So, and we have the Jigsaw Dome running Tradovate. All right, so you'll see $380 up on the day. Oh, shucks, that sucks. Well, I guess I can do that. There we go. So we had 2 negative trades, 2 losers over here, and then 3 winners. So we're up 361, 380 total, or gross on the day. 270, we're at 60% winners, 40% losers. This was a long trade, 16 minutes. This was what I was trying to do here as I was working these setups. Was I put a bracket in the dome at 8 points stop and 8 points target, with the jump to 8 points profit. 40 points of 40 points profit and 8 points stop, and then there was a jump to positive 8 points. So when it got to 8 points in the money, or 32 ticks, then the stop would move up to, when it got to 33 ticks, then the stop would move up to 30 ticks. And the minute that happened, I would pull it back towards the entry, so that I could try to get more of a run to the bigger profit target. And that worked out okay. Got a couple of pretty good trades out of it. Got a $400 one over here, so that was a pretty good deal. That's how I did that. So, and this was all while I was trying to get this setup figured out. Whoa, don't want to do that. This was all while I now screwed this all up. What's going on here? Okay. Everybody happy now? So let's look at our risk off, risk on. Right now we're pretty much risk on across the board, as obvious by the fact that we're bottomed out here and all the way up on the ES. At similar here on the here's our open, and we tested lower. Tested right down here, just a couple of ticks above the the session low of the regular trading session, and then just ran it straight up across over here with not a whole lot of looking back. And of course, I didn't take that 300-point move, 200-point move across there, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. So there's where we are, and I'm thinking I like this Renko better. It's smoother. It shows less bars, so you can get better coverage. I've got 10-point range set. I figured out how to do that. I figured out how to find this, and I just remember that I need to find that guy. And I guess I screwed up. I should have put that down at the bottom or someplace where I can get at it, or maybe at the top, I guess is okay. Okay. Yeah, this is a real stupid, convoluted idea here, but it will get us through figuring this out to make sure that everything looks like it's okay. And here's our ES, which we can easily jump back and forth in a blink of an eye between both. And I have set the cumulative delta and the relative volume. We're working okay. Oh, here we go. Automatic and automatic. There we are. And so now we are charting investor RT on a rhythmic data flow, and we're trading on Tradovate. Now, the only thing that I also wanted to put onto the system here, I want to jump up here and add a chart. That's kind of stupid. I should have not closed that. I should have not closed those off. What do we got here? We got a 5-minute NQ. Okay, so. Oh shit, it's not excuse me, oh heck, it's not showing my trades. My idea was that it would be showing the trades that I made today. Wonder why not. It's got the account balance in there. Ah, I know why. It's a new chart, and it's probably not showing trades. Trade mode, contract, bar countdown timer. Settings is on, roll forward, roll backward, stop time settings. Oh. Well, that's kind of weird. Why isn't it showing the trades? Fills and orders. There we go. There we go. Show fills. There we are. So if we go like that, you can see the trades I took today. We need to show the fill lines, I guess. Order lines, show trade lines. Not sure which is which, but we'll just, there we are. So these green, the green connecting dots are positive and reds are negative. So you can see that I was trying to figure out how to catch this one up, and I was able to get a pretty good lick out of here, and then another one out of here, and that got us to 400. The balance there up to 400, 380 with a couple of different trades. So. So that is that. So now this has been recorded on the stream, and the order details are here. In 4 minutes and 29 seconds on that trade. This one was longer than a second coming to Christ over here, 16 minutes. Wow. I think that was a loser too, if I'm not mistaken. Nope. Yep. Nope. 85 bucks. I must have, oh, here. I guess I just shut that one off in the nick of time before it had gone down. And I had my stop down here at the top of this volume area, or high volume node, my profit target, and it just didn't make it. It stalled out and started up, so I canceled it and picked up 85 bucks rather than wait for it to go all the way down and back up again. And lose money. So those are the trades on the in the Globex period here today, as I was monkeying around with this. So I think that pretty much takes care of all of that. I don't know. Guess you can't minimize one of these things. Oh well. So we'll shut that off. Bring this back down. I don't want to do that. Bring this back down. There we are. And now we're back in the setup. So we have market profile, ES, 5 minute, or whichever. We have the Renko and we have the range. Basically the same charts as we had displayed on the smaller version of them, smaller version on Tradovate, but I wanted to try to get the same look and feel and make sure Now, what I did on the earlier trading today, without the dome, I had the Tradovate chart, the range chart running still up over here, so I could watch the movement together and see just what I thought about the action of the two charts and the chart, overall feel of the thing. So that's why it is what it is. And now we've got it set up here so that if I shut this off at the end of this stream, when I fire this up again, it will jump right back and look like this, and we should have a good trading environment. Trading the the Tradovate. Now, and another thing, big thing to remember. Today is rollover. I did check here, and I'll show you how to do that again. Yeah. Damn it, it's going to take me a while to figure out how to do this. There we go. Okay. The way you check rollover is here's your volume. All right. There's 83,000 contracts traded. This is our settlement, and I'll set up a quote page just like this one within Investor RT as I move away from Tradovate, so that I'm less dependent on looking at Tradovate screens. Anyway, the way you would test that out is you right-click on the symbol and roll. Now, keep an eye on the volume. It's 83,400. Roll forward 6,000 contracts. So clearly the front month is still the H or March, and then you just roll backward and there you are. And that's how you roll forward and back on Tradovate. And that's how you tell by looking at your volume. Obviously the front month is going to have the highest volume, and that's the whole secret to the rollover, is you want to always be trading the most liquid month or contract, which is the highest volume. Now, if I can remember to do this right. There we go. Now, to change a contract or to change an instrument over here is real simple. You just click in the chart and start typing. So I want to go in Q, and there we are. And it will automatically pull up, these are I typed in, and it immediately jumped up and highlighted the NQ mini NASDAQ H1. And when that's not the current one, it will be there. And you click on that, just click apply, and away you go. So if I want to change this ES to the NASDAQ, I simply go like that, and in a second, there we go. And there's the NASDAQ. And we can smoosh it down here and have a look at that. And you see that it's keeping 50 points. It's just making it smaller or larger. So the way you get around that is you go to something, preferences, I think, scaling preference. There we are. And you could set this to 10 ticks. Oh, no. I don't want to do that. Where's the ticks part? Automatic scale base. No, that's not the one. So I don't know as much as I thought I did. Manual, here we go. Manual, 10 ticks. Scaling with range of 10. I'm assuming that's going to be points. So let's see what that does. Apply. Well, maybe that was ticks. That'd be 20. See what that does. Nothing. Why isn't it doing something here? 10. Okay. Well, it's still scaling it out. Obviously, I had it figured out, and it's working just fine over here. And I did the same on the I did the same on volume profile. I did 5 ticks, and I'm not sure why this isn't doing what I want it to do here. Automatic scale with range of 10. Oh, here we go. Pixels, price. And there's a lot of, one thing about Investor RT is there is a pile of options. There we go. So there's 79.80, 78.79, 78 and a quarter, half, 75.1. So that's scaling up at 1. Now let's see what happens if we can change that around and get it. Yeah, there's 5. So that's working pretty much like so that's 5 points. And it is a and that's the ES. NQ, sorry. So that's the scale. And then you can jam it up here quite a lot tighter. And it still wants to break off to 50 for some goddamn reason, but I got to figure that out. So obviously a lot of learning curve here on the Investor RT, and a lot of stuff I've just forgotten. Fortunately, this was I found my chart definitions from earlier days, and that's my market profile setup. And this is the 5-minute NQ at this point. And this is the NQ range. And this is the NQ Renko. Now, the obvious plan will be to scale these charts down to the proper idea. And I don't know what happened to this thing here, but I have a suspicion I did the wrong thing. There you go. I will scale those charts down to a more manageable size. And decide whether I want to eliminate the range for the Renko, because now I have the type of Renko that I like, that I prefer to trade with the volume profile on it and the wicks. So, and the way you get to the end every time is just when you tick on a chart and just hit the end key on your keyboard, and that takes you immediately to the current bar. So here we are at the range. Here's the current range in our current trade right now. And let's check something out. So we got 12,980 on the thing, and 12,980 is the POC, and there we are. I noticed earlier today when I was doing the trading that the Tradovate POC was way off. It was still down here at the developing, and it had moved up, and this one had moved up long ago. Also, another thing I noticed was the value area highs and lows. This is the value area low, and this is the value area high, designated by this blue area. And it was completely different on the Tradovate. And this is both for the blowback session. So I don't know what to say, but well, I do know what to say. The charting is inaccurate, and that's why I'm doing this hocus pocus exercise here to try to come up with something that is. So anyway, that's now we have a functional setup. The brackets on, unfortunately, the brackets on Jigsaw, it doesn't have the automatic break even, etc. So what I have to do is manually manage those trades by moving the stop around. So for example, if let's say we have a stop up here, and price moves down to where it's 10 ticks or 8 points or 10 points, 8 points, whatever I would normally have the bracket set to, I just pull this up and that's how it works. You can't keyboard that. I can keyboard market, join the bid, lift the offer, hit the bid, lift the offer, market, close, flat, but there's no such thing as break even or reversal or those kind of hotkeys. I can show you those hotkeys. Oh, and I have checked into how this works. You can trade over here. And if you want to, I'll show you what their dome looks like, which is pretty goofy. That's their chart trading dome. And you can trade right off of it with brackets and buttons and all that stuff. That's the Investor RT. Dome. And you can set up brackets and whatever else there. They call them strategies. And this is how you set up a strategy. You would name the strategy, and I thought I had done one, but oh, that was on the other computer. Never mind. And then you can put in the number of you can set up, different targets up to 3. And you can do stop strategies where you have a the only one they have is trailing. They don't have a break even or something like that. But what you can do, the way you can work around that, for example, if you want to have a 32 tick stop and of say a 40 point or 80 ticks target, and you want to have your stop loss jump up to say 8 ticks or 8 points positive when the price is trading at 8.5 points, then you would set your trailing stop to that amount, and it would then jump by that increment and would continue to do so. So every time you were 8 points ahead or 8.5 points ahead, it would jump again. So it doesn't have that moving kind of a trailing stop or break even or all that other stuff that they do have in Tradovate. So that's how that works. And when you have Jigsaw running on Rhythmic and you enter a trade here or an order here, it's reflected right here in this area. And you can drag those up and down and do whatever you want to do on the chart, just like you can on Tradovate. And you should be able to enter a trade that way and have it go the other. But to be honest, I didn't check that yet. So here we are selling off a little bit on our Rinko chart. The 5-minute is breaking down past this high volume node. Next point of resistance would be down in here, I guess. The way to do this. Oh, come on, man. Didn't I do that? Guess I got to have this a little bit lower. There we go. You can toggle these toolbars off and on by doing Control T. Let's see if that works. And there we are. And there's our toolbar for the chart and whatever this thing is. Oh, this is the toolbar for the new basic. And I want to save this. Save layout. Click Shift to save as. Shift click, huh? Okay, last layout. This is going to be called Basic Dark. Okay. And then it'll dump one over there in that, when we look at the layout toolbar again, it will be there. Why that went away, I don't know, but oh, don't want to do that. Control T there. Oh man. Oh yeah. And so we now have basic dark as a layout. We can click this and it'll change it. Click this one again and it goes immediately to the layout. And this thing needs to go somewhere. I don't know. There we are. So what I was going to do here was turn that on, and here's our crosshairs, but it'll only be for one chart. So you have to do each one at a time. There's maybe a way to have it work all the time and have them be global and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know what it is exactly. And I don't know why this is not showing. I do know why, I think. I'm not sure why this isn't showing the, normally it shows the winning trade here, or the net P&L, but anyway, at least I have access to them. Looks like we're going to drop down here to our support area on the Renko, and if we get through that one, we ought to come down through. I'm thinking we're going to trade down to this high volume node again. I thought that once before and got spanked and sent home, so I'm going to be content with my 300 and whatever the hell it is over here. Why has it got losing trades there? What happened to, there we go. Okay. So that should be what I want to see now. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I know what it is. I see there's a little button behind. There's a little, whatever you call it, scroll bar here. And here, I was trying to move that one, and it was probably that one. That was the one in charge. Anyway, so I have now basically this. I know how to turn this thing off and on. And I can do that with a Control T. Oop. Control T. I don't want to do that. Why do I keep doing that? Control T. There we are. And once I decide on the Renko, which is where I think I'm leaning at the moment, just because of the two things, basically. Easily see your range of trade. And with the wicks, it gives you the wick tests and shows you which, kind of gives you some idea of which direction they're moving to. Like they tried to come down here and had it closed higher, tried to come down here, couldn't stick it, quite it closed down here, couldn't stick it. We're able to here, but again, you know. And so that's one of the conveniences of the Renko. And now we're here at the this. The only thing I want to do now, I want the bars offset so that they're not trading on top of the volume profile. So I have to figure how to remember how to do that setting. And then we have the volume profile here, which is only regular trading hours at this point, as it is on the other one. Oh, so there we are. Now I'm going to, I guess, have to edit this stream and take out all the little spots where I see names and email addresses and stuff like that. And hopefully whoever's watching is going to be a nice person and not try to screw me over. And I guess it's just, I've had a real bad experience with a website I had, an e-learning website with I forget what they call the database for e-learning anyway. I had it all set up with lessons and certificates and all that stuff, and a bunch of Russians hacked it and were using it to send out all kinds of porno emails and spam crap. And every time I would go back in to see, we'd clean it all up and get everything set and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they're smart people, right? We'd go back in and there'd be 900 emails sent, look at my big dick and whatever else it was. It was just ridiculous. I finally just put all that membership. I closed that site membership off and said, our Russian friends just can't seem to stop hacking this site, and I'm tired of dealing with it. And so I have had bad experience with that. And I'm not being racist. They were Russians. We tracked it down to the CIS anyway, and I had some people track down where the hacking was coming from, the hosting company, and they said, yes, it's Russians. So there you are. Unfortunately, they don't use that skill for good. And I don't know what the hell they do that for. How do they make money? I don't get it. I mean, I can understand if you hack something, two things. If you hack something to get information because you're a spy, whether it's industrial or governmental or whatever, or you hack something to make money. I don't see, why do you hack something just to screw with people? I don't get that. I don't understand what they get out of doing that other than just to prove they can, I guess. I don't know. But this was some sort of a coordinated thing that once one got in there, then a whole bunch of them would follow along behind and send emails. So it was some sort of a scam to try to make money somehow. But, I guess maybe somebody from Nigeria went up there and put on a course how to scam people on the internet. I don't know. They're pretty good at it too, I guess. Well, we came down to that zone and we went, boop, and that was the end of that. And that's really not anything to last regular trading hours anyway. So, got me. Let me see if I can figure out anything here. This is where you set the color scheme, light or dark or whatever. They got a whole bunch of them. What I have here is dark, high contrast. I think this is the best for the stream to see. White is maybe a little easier on your eyes, I think, but it's harder to see the contrast on the stream. And here's where you set your periodicity and colors and this is the 31 is the chart session for Globex. 2 is the chart session for regular trading hours. And I don't see what I was looking for was how to offset these things here, but I'll figure it out. No problem. Well, so I feel okay I feel okay for two reasons. I'm up $380 and I am pretty well set up. And this is on my trading rig, of course. I only stream from there. There's only, well, now I guess there's 3 programs on it. 4. There's IRT. There's Rhythmic R Trader Pro, Jigsaw, and the, of course, Windows 10 and the trading software, the streaming software, and that's it. There's no other software on that machine, and I have an image that I can put back on it in every few months if I need to, and it's a brand new build. So I don't want that corrupted in any way. That's why I do all the messing around and experimenting and what with my other workstation, because it's it does all the stuff, Office 365 and all that nonsense, Outlook and everything. No Outlook or email or anything or any kind of Office programs on my trading computer. So that's where we are now. We have cumulative delta. We have relative volume. And when you get into a time chart, like this is a 5 minute or 1 minute, the relative volume looks pretty much normal. It looks a little screwy over here, but it is correct. And the way this works is because you have the options to do it. The dark candles are down moving candles and the light blue are up candles. So, and then it's relative to the period, look back period, same time of day, back period. So there we are. And we've got 859.75, 25, 61. And what does the jig of saws have to say? 980. Huh? 980. Oh, looking at POC. Yeah, that's exactly right. Thinking, whoa, maybe I'm more tired than I thought. I thought I was here. $860 right there. So Jigsaw's got the VWAP calculated at 873.75. So right up here, a little bit higher than it is on the Investor RT. So I need to see exactly when the session start is, and that would be the difference. But the market profile chart is the same idea. And the way you make these, you just double click the title and you get the whole shoot and match there. So you can, these rainbow colors are kind of obnoxious, but I do like them because I can see where the periods, without reading the number or the letter, I can see how the periods build. POC, half back, all that kind of thing, and this is the opening range, and then 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations off the opening range, which is right here, and which is the first hour. Initial balance, actually not opening range, I'm sorry, and that's marked by these green lines, and the POCs, volume and profile are marked here, and the letters are, the values are indicated. This is the overall market profile for however many charts you got showing here. And these are the naked, this was a naked POC for when this trading was going on until we traded here yesterday, and then this naked POC quit. Down here are still naked POCs running out. This is TPO, and this is volume. Volume profile, same as before. Doesn't show the volume profile. Oh, yes. The black line right there. And there, I believe, is the value areas, but I gotta be sure about that. Anyway. And then double click, it goes back where it was. So I think I have it pretty well set up now for a regular trading extravaganza, which will not be tonight because they've just scheduled another damned meeting. This has been the week from hell. Monday was 2 o'clock and Tuesday morning, and last night was till 15 minutes before 2 in the morning. And tonight is another one that'll probably last until about midnight. So I'm not getting any slack this week. But the trading has worked out pretty okay. Let's see what happens if I go like, oh yes, we can see it. So there's the account equity. We're at 51,384. When this is 51,501 penny, our scaling plan will increase to 3 contracts from 2. Not that I've been trading them at all, because I'm just trying to get all this stuff worked out. And so I'm trying to manage my risk as tightly as possible. And this shows the daily margin and initial margin, and it doesn't record on this. This is the desktop version of Tradovate, and these don't register the version as the browser one does to do with TopStep. On the browser one, this green bar moves up and down as the minute you start to lose, it starts to go this way, and once that's gone across, turns from green to red or yellow to red, and you're finished. So, but it doesn't show that here, and they've disabled the ability to adjust those or set those manually, which I find kind of funky, because you could set that so that you didn't accidentally trade 2 contracts by clicking wrong or something like that, too many contracts. And you could also set your daily loss limit to whatever you want it to be, not what it requires, not what TopStep has it set at, that blows your combine. So why they've done that, I don't know, but anyway. The next step will be, my plan here is to take this funded and then immediately start a combine with Rhythmic and Investor RT, because I know now without question I can chart Rhythmic and trade the Jigsaw Dome. And if I want to chart trade with Rhythmic, Rhythmic or Investor RT, I can do the same thing. I can chart trade on it. It's not quite as idiot proof as the Tradovate chart trading, but that could also be that I'm just not used to it. So that's where we are. And then once this is a funded account, I will then just close out the Tradovate account and put the money in a regular trading account or the bank or whatever it is. And that way I will have transitioned without running 2 combines at the same time, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the plan. And I have to be sure and set the reminder in Outlook to cancel these demos so I don't end up paying for stuff I'm not going to be using. But I know that it can. I've proved that it'll happen, and it runs fine off the Rhythmic gateway, and both connect. So that makes me happy. Oh yes, something else I want to do here that I noticed on the other one. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, there we have it. So what I will do now is wind this stream down. I got about 3 minutes to the hour, so I think that's correct anyway. This average watch time, I assume that means stream time. Edit this dollar amount here, the stream title. And I will shut this off at the top of the hour. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's just the running clock. So that's a countdown clock over there. Yeah, I will shut this down here, the stream down now, and find all these windows off. It's now 1839 here in Southeast Asia, so I'm thinking a little food sounds kind of snazzy. I think that this has pretty much got the stuff covered here. I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm not going to, the minute I say I'm not going to do any trading and shut down the stream and everything, then that's what happened actually earlier is I saw these opportunities and I was in the process of setting this stuff up and I thought, well, I can pull these charts over and show what the trades were on the stream so that I could go back and look again, but I wasn't going to miss the opportunity, and there's 380 reasons why not. And some of these Globex moves have been phenomenal. There's been 2 to 300 point moves in the Globex pretty darn consistently. I mean, there you go. So this is from a low of 12,700 to 13. So that's 300 points across the Globex. And essentially, if you were a whiz bang and you got down here on the low and you picked the bottom, you've had essentially no heat, zero for 300 points. That's $6,000 with one contract. That's pretty good wages. Now, I've not ever done that. But on this trading here, but nor did I did today, obviously. But that's the kind of moves that I have that we need to get involved with and get that strategy worked out. So remember that past performance is not indicative of future results. I'm not a licensed anything, nor am I giving any trade advice. This is for educational purposes, and I really hope that this is of benefit to fellow traders who have the similar goal to mine, which is to achieve and maintain consistent profitability. Because it's, in my opinion, one of the most phenomenal opportunities around. All things considered, barrier to, with the entry barriers and all that kind of stuff, just when you're doing a funded account, basically you've got $160 a month you're paying to learn how to do this, and then you're paying 20% of your profit to continue, and they're putting up all the money and taking the risk. That's like, you can't beat that with a stick that I can see. So there we are, and I will now pull this stream down and wish you all a well and a good trading day. Remember that your only goal as a trader is to manage your risk and be able to trade tomorrow. It does you no good to have great trading ideas and wonderful setups and spend a lot of time back testing whatever and then blow up your account. So manage your risk, and remember your goal is to be able to trade tomorrow. And this is Thursday. This is rollover. Be extremely careful. It's also kind of a funky time. There's a lot of, shall we say, positioning and manipulation, for lack of a better word, around rollover, because they're trying to hold prices at certain areas because of options, and so their hedge options don't expire, or in the money or against them, and you need to be real careful. And again, it's based on the volume. So every so often, in the morning, in the afternoon, when you're trading, check the volume on your instrument and switch to that contract. The next NQ contract and the ES will be M1. So all the best. Trade safe, manage your risk, wash your hands, wear your mask, take care of yourself. It also doesn't do you any good to practice and learn a lot about trading and develop a good trading technique and then die of something stupid. So, or get sick and laid up for months and have thousands of dollars of hospital bills. Take care of yourself, manage your risk, and be able to trade tomorrow.